बोल ना मैं Yeah, hello, Karthik here. So let's wait for a couple of more minutes for people to join. And yeah, welcome all to the Linux Administrator Training for the certificate Rfcss. Can anyone ping whether you can hear me in the chat? Okay, great. Anamika, can you check your headset or something, like, since everyone can hear? Today, actually, we are going to just see the syllabus and how the session is going to be in the forthcoming days. So, yeah, it is already 4:02. Okay, so let's start the session. And yeah, once again, hello all for the session, and I hope you would follow along the whole session, and let's see how it goes. Yeah. So the session is all about Linux administrator, and mostly what we are going to see is like, yeah, good afternoon, Mahesh. So good afternoon all. So like mostly the course is all about RHCSA certification, and it is like as of now, in another 2 more months, you have the option to write for both REL 8 and REL 9. We'll be seeing further how it is going to be. Okay, so. Sure, Mahesh will explain that. Yeah. So let me give a small intro about myself. So I'm Karthik, and I have 3 years of industry experience. And yeah, I completed my RHCSA certification in the month of April, and it is a REL 8. So you might think, what is REL 8 and REL 9? I will be explaining in a minute. So I handled more than 7,000 servers in my enterprise company, and as well as in my personal lab, I used to have a lot of servers, and yeah. And to be frank, Linux is a lot easier than you think. So yeah, let's see how it goes. And yeah, the overview of the Linux is not only Linux. Let's take any operating system like Windows, Mac. Even a Mac is powered by Linux. So most people might know already. So yeah, like mostly these three components are important for a operating system to be working fine. So the first one would be the user management, disk management, and the process management. So like and also why Linux is kind of the market leader right now. Not right now, it's been a while since like Linux can be powered with a low powered in like CPU, or it needs just a less infra, and the use case would be more. So that is the main case about like that is the main advantage of Linux over Windows. And the features in Windows are, I'm not against Windows, but Windows also has a very good advantage over Active Directory, since they are the market leader as of now for the Active Directory. And yeah, so as of now, if you see, like Linux would be like you can see Linux in every device which you use, like IoT. Mostly it will be there everywhere because it needs just 512 MB of memory, or like very less CPU. Just one CPU core is more than enough for a Linux machine to be working fine. So yeah. And of course, all of you might know the brief history about Linux uh, beforehand. So yeah, let's jump into the session right away. So this is how the roadmap would be for our sessions. So the first we will be starting with, of course, the user management is like kind of level 1, and right away we'll be moving to the disk management and process management. Like like if there is a CPU spike or any issues in the server, we will be seeing the process management. If we want to start a new service or anything, actually, this is a kind of a very big section, process management, and the server troubleshooting. Like if there is any issue in the server or the system, like it is kind of important for a sysadmin to be knowing the basic root cause analysis or the steps which need to be taken during the issue, and after that issue he need to find the root cause, like what was the issue, and he must fix those bugs or issue in order to avoid in future. So that's what, like, and lastly we'll be seeing the basic networking. Why? Because networking is kind of a very big topic. So as of now for this Rfcss course, it is basic knowledge is more than enough, but let's see how it goes. So yeah. And yeah, as Ajay is telling in the chat, like of course, like if you are planning for DevOps, and of course DevOps is a buzzword as of now for the past 4 to 5 years. Why? Because DevOps integrates the developer and the operation, right? So he must be a whiz in operation. So if he knows Linux, he would, like, mostly, as I told before, I handled around 7,000 servers. In that, more than 6,000 servers are Linux only, and mostly it will be in cloud also. So anyhow, you will be working on cloud, as well as the servers which is hosted on the cloud is also Linux. So yeah, like it will be physical and the virtual servers. We will be seeing what and all those in coming sessions. And the very basic question is why we need an Rfcss certification. So, and yeah, Nagnath. So this course is more than enough for your certification, Rfcsa, since we will be covering the basics as well as like what and all, if you for your day-to-day work, if you're trying for a sysadmin role or you're already working as a sysadmin, this would be a very, like, I hope it is a good course for you. I hope you learn something. So yeah, like why Rfcsa? And yeah, just a sec. Let me close the chat for a sec. And I'll be answering your questions in a while. So let's continue with the course. Like again, like why Rfcsa? Like Rfcsa is a Red Hat Certification System Administrator. That is the full form of the acronym. Like why means like it the Red Hat has been in the industry for a while. Like they have been around more than 20 years, and still they are the market leaders for Linux. So how they are the market leaders means, like, since Linux is not only, of course, the main kernel is found by one person, Linus Torvald, but still it is kind of a community effort how Linux was built. Whereas if you take Windows or a Mac OS, mostly let's take an example as Windows. The proprietary owner of the Windows is, of course, Microsoft. So yeah, like no one can even, like if a guy is experienced for around 20 years and he is working as a Linux admin, even he cannot say he's like he knows 100% Linux. So no one can tell that. Why? Because it is a collective effort, and yeah, like it is a huge operating system. So, and Red Hat like had their own stamp in it for a long time, and why they are still functioning? Why? Because their support is like on the next level. Like they are the best uh, like operating system, and the support of their operating, like their version of the OS is the best, actually. I would say, even as of now, there are so many open sources like Pop OS, or so there is a plethora of Linux distros, like Linux distributions. So still, Rfcss is kind of the best for the enterprise. So yeah, and yeah. So let's see the syllabus. I hope you might already have the syllabus in the PDF format. Still, we'll be seeing a lot of how the course is going to be. So mostly, the first thing is we will be seeing what is Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and the basic, very basic commands we'll be seeing, like what is cat and top or ls. So those kind of commands we'll be seeing in the upcoming classes. So installation of the RHEL 8. So how we are supposed to install the uh, operating system in our virtual machine. And then I will be sharing a link with you or in the WhatsApp group, like how you can enable the virtualization in your system. So if you want to enable your virtualization, you must enable that in order to work in the VMware workstation. So this must be enabled. So I will be letting you know on how to do that. And oh, okay. Sure, Mahesh. Yeah. Okay. Able to manage AWS. Okay. Sure. We will be seeing the basics for sure in the forthcoming classes. So yeah. And yeah. So let's see the syllabus, and I'll be answering your questions in a bit. And yeah, how to install the operating system on our machine as well as the AWS instance. So I will be showing the VMware workstation how to install the in next class, but AWS, let's see how to install that in forthcoming classes. Okay, so how to monitor the performance of the server, like that is kind of a key role for a Linux admin as well as a DevOps. And so for people who are aspiring to become a DevOps engineer, first thing you must keep in mind is you must be thinking as a Linux admin only, because like a DevOps guy would be like 60% operations and 40% development. So the development also would be like for automation towards the operations in some organizations. So in that case, you must be knowing the advanced stuff in the Linux, not advanced like too advanced, since it is a vast operating system. So you need to know at least you need to be master at the basics at least, so that you can survive and serve something to your company. So like the monitoring plays a very vital role, and we will be seeing how to monitor each metrics of the server. And if you want to manage the users, like how to create a, so these are all the basic topics, like you must know in order to work in a day-to-day activities in your company. So you must know how to create a user, delete, modify, like day to day there is a hierarchy like L1, L2, L3 in most of the conventional MNCs. Like what is L1, L2, L3 is like L1 is a person or the team who is responsible for user management. L2 would do some of the L1 tasks. Like L2 is like level 2, those who are kind of more than 1 year experience, and like they can perform, like the company has the trust on them to perform disk management and much more, and working on priority 2 tickets like that. So yeah, like a L1 guy must know this, and most of the everyone must know this. Why? Because few people would forget how the user management works in after they are in L3 like that. But trust me, if you forget that, that would be a hassle for you only. So yeah. it is kind of very easy one. So user management and configuring super user access like sudo access and full root access, how those works. So we'll be seeing those. And yeah, like how the grep command works, and how to search for a particular text in a server or a text editor. So in here the text editor is vi. Mostly I will be using vi, since that is kind of vim and va editor is kind of inbuilt to the server or the system. So the disclaimer is sometimes I would use a system or a server. So both are same only. Okay. So yeah. And how to access system using SSH. Like SSH is like a secure shell, and how you would use that to access the server. Like how it is kind of like a remote access. So even I'm already having that opened. So this is the SSH access. So this is the server actually. So we'll be seeing, okay, I'm not sharing this, right? 1 second. Let me share the whole screen so that you will know. So yeah, this is the SSH remote access. Like I'm currently using software called as like application called as Kitty. It is a fork of Putty. So yeah, like it is kind of a easy way to access your server outside, but still both are same only. So yeah, and this is the console GUI version. So we'll be seeing in the forthcoming classes what are those, but yeah. And how to archive stuff, like if you want to archive a package or a folder, so you can use the archival thing, and you can decompress or compress that. And if you want to move files or the directory from one server to another, those also you can do. And these are all the kind of like a file management. Okay, so we'll be seeing what are hard link and soft link also. So file permission is kind of like a very important topic, in spite of like not only in exam point of view, uh, as well as in work. Like every day there would be a ticket for file permissions, or some, like if you want to troubleshoot a small issue, it might be a file permission issue, and we would be troubleshooting in advanced way. But trust me, like file permission is kind of a very important topic. So yeah, like the next one is like the basic process management, like how to boot the server, boot, reboot. So those are all very easy. And if you're stuck somewhere and we need to like see how to avoid that in the future, and we need to see the like logs and all. So going further, we will be doing that as well. And how to identify the CPU or memory, like let me give a small example now only. So if you see here, this is kind of like your task manager in Windows. So you can see right away the CPU memory, right, in your Windows machine. Same thing goes for this top command. We'll be seeing what and all these metrics, and it is a real-time one. So of course, most people might know already. Still, let's see how it goes, since we need to cover the basics, right? So yeah. And how the tuning profile works, like how to tune the profile as per the system needs. And this is a must question for as per the exam point of view. And if you want to interrupt like where the log files will be stored in the server. So like this is kind of a forte for our sysadmins. Why? Because we will be on a daily basis, we will be working on logs. So yeah, this will be the hangout spot of most of the sysadmins. And if there is any, you can, you might already know, but still we'll be going through those. And in the meantime, 1 second, let me see any questions are there. Yeah, yeah, Praveen, there will be a recording provided to you. You need to pay and do the certification. Of course, the certification is a paid one. I'll be showing how much you need to pay. Should we have to install it in our PC? Yeah, of course, you must install in your PC. Please show as a visual illustration of how the Linux OS connected to the database. Actually, I will try in the future classes. We will be seeing, but that is not required actually. But let's see. Shell scripting, actually, no, the very basics will be covered. Nagna. So very basics of the shell scripting will be covered. And that is more than enough for a basic Linux course. Why? Because why I'm stressing the basic word, because shell scripting is kind of advanced level as of now. If you have started working, so you must be working in Linux, or you must be practicing for at least 2 to 3 months in order to get hang of the commands. Going further, you can, of course, you can yourself practice shell scripting. So yeah. Is there advanced course in the future? Of course, there will be an advanced course. But as of now, this is the syllabus fully covered based on RHCSA. So how many years can we put after this course? So of course, as I told, I am 3 years experience, right? So what and all I learned in this 3 years, I'll be letting you know. So don't worry on that, Avinash. So yeah. So and you can put 3 years experience. Okay. So of course you can work as a Linux admin after you complete this course. So why? Because that is what, like, on a day-to-day basis, what and all I performed or I done. And usually I used to give a lot of KT to my teammates. So yeah, in my team also I used to be a trainer. So that is the reason I'm started training outside also. So yeah, you can expect or you can start working after you are practicing for another 3 months, like next year, right? In another 3 months, the year would be over. So next year you can start applying for the companies, or you can start but in this 3 months or this 90 to 100 days, you must practice Linux. Okay. So let's quickly complete the syllabus. I hope I'm not worrying anyone. So yeah, like file permission fees, all right? So yeah, like the journal logs or the system logs, there will be a lot of logs, but we need to investigate on those logs. Like so yeah, I'll be telling those, Karanya, going forward. Just give me 10 more minutes. I'll be completing the syllabus overview. Right away, we'll be going to the Red Hat site and we'll be seeing those. Okay. And yeah, I'll be telling them, don't worry. So yeah, like where were we? So after the logs, we'll be seeing how the network services, how to start along with this while the system starts up, and how to transfer files between each servers. So yeah, we'll be seeing those and all, of course. But mostly I'll be covering the RHCSA questions, and the like daily I'll be giving kind of basic task. Like the task would be like what and all I'm doing that day. You just practice those. That would be more than enough, and you can easily crack the exam within 10 days. Okay, so trust me, the exam is very, very, very easy. So don't worry on that. So LVM. So what is LVM? Is like disk management. So disk management, the LVM, like logical volume management, is kind of the pillar of disk management, and you must know this. And this is for I'm not sure, like for past 8 to 10 years, this is kind of like a key question in an interview. So you must know this concept. No other way. You cannot escape this. So we will be seeing this. This is very, very, very important topic, like LVM. But yeah, we will be seeing those. And yeah, so if I tell a lot about this now, you will be confused. But going forward, we will be seeing that. Anyhow, I'll be sharing I even have the dumps as well. Okay, so we will be seeing that in a minute, like after the syllabus. So just a sec. Yeah, like what is like how to mount, unmount, and what are all of the types of the file system existing in the Linux operating system, and how to extend a logical volume. This is also on a daily basis you will be working on this, extending the existing logical volume. And yeah, so this and all we'll be seeing, set the GID. And yeah, so this is what I told, like if you want to diagnose like file system permissions, so or the file permissions, you must know how to do that at least, so that you can like it is a must. So yeah, and how to delete the LVM, that is again a very important concept. So I guess yeah, this is the last slide. So and how like since we are seeing a operating system, right, there must be a security in order to protect the server or the system. So what are all the security measures taken in like to stop the attacker, or like if like there is one term called as OS hardening. So we must harden the OS in order for the security to be walled garden. Okay, so like how to configure the key based authentication. This is again a very common question in an interview, and you must know. So how it works, and how you can configure for any server. Okay, so you must know this. And what is firewall, and how firewall is used in a Linux machine. So mostly you will be using these two commands only. So this is kind of easy, but a very important topic. And yeah, again, the file permissions. Actually, this is in context of SE Linux, and we'll be seeing how the SE Linux plays a vital role for the server's security. So yeah, like we'll be seeing those. And lastly, we'll be seeing the networking concepts. Why? Because it is kind of like a not confusing, but we will be seeing bit more because the first question in the exam would be the networking only. So anyhow, we will be seeing that for sure. And right away, let me show you the Red Hat site. So even you can Google Rfcss, and right away you will be like, let me even ping it in the chat. In the meantime, let me see let me answer your queries. So real-time project, actually, with Linux, you cannot tell it as a project, Mohammed. So like project in the sense, anyhow, you're doing the certificate, right? So certificate speaks for itself. Trust me, this certificate has a lot more value actually. So after the certificate, you can do RHCE actually. So RHCSA is kind of like a foundational level certification. And why RHCSA? Because like even you can do Linux Foundation, like LFCS, like Linux Foundation certified system administrator. Like there are so many like plethora of certifications are there. Still, RHCSA is like an industry standard now. So if you have this certificate, it speaks for itself. Trust me. So that is what we'll cover. Real-time example, of course, we'll be covering those. Okay, sorry. Let me send to everyone in the meeting. And yeah, this would be the exam cost. And yeah, it would be around not sure, like $200, like 200 US dollars. So can you please ping the, okay, yeah, I just now pinged Ajay. So actually you need to like reach out to some of the official institute to register for the course. We'll be seeing how to register for the course at the last. Okay, so after completion of the all the training and after learning all these topics, you are ready. If you're uh, ready to take the exam, because some people won't take the exam, but this would add a very good accreditation in your resume, trust me. So that is what, like, if you want to go in the certification path, you can opt for it, and the cost is around 6,000, sorry, including GST, it is a 19 around 20K it would come. So the certification cost is, let me ping that also in the chat, 19,470 exactly. That is the amount I paid in INR. Okay, so yeah, and this is the server mostly we'll be working on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, we will be seeing how to connect these servers. Actually, I need to create another server. I'll be showing you as of now. I like in the WhatsApp group, we'll be providing the link for this software, VMware Workstation, as well as the ISO for this Linux, like a RHEL 8 operating system, as well as we'll be providing the VMware Workstation key as well. Why? Because the Pro version is a must in order to do some, like, if you want to do the advanced level in the VMware Workstation. So we'll be providing the key in the WhatsApp group. So coming to the WhatsApp group topic. So this is the paid course. Okay, so please don't think it is not a paid one. So it is a paid one, and I hope you already saw this in the pamphlet or in the group. So like as a poster. So I hope like you can pay in another 2 to 3 days as per the uh, like as per them, like logical labs. You just check with the Harini or Sunil. Okay, so and like I'll be providing this demo class PPT in your WhatsApp group. So you can, like, any new joiners or anyone who are not part of the existing, if you're already part of this Linux admin 101 group, let's say there is 3 groups actually created. If you're already part of any one, you did not click this link to join the same, because there would be a duplicate entry, right? So please don't join if you're already in another group. So if you are not part of any of the WhatsApp groups with Logic Labs or like with our Linux admin, you can click this and join. And if you have any doubts, you can reach out to me to this mail. Any doubts regarding anything like installation or anything, I will be assisting you. Okay, don't worry on that. So we'll be seeing the installation tomorrow, but today we'll be seeing the dumps actually. So why I am giving dumps? Because since it is a PDF and record, will be, of course, Bandipa. So it will be provided. PDF and recording session will be provided only in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so if you're part of the WhatsApp group, then it would be fine. And okay, so Farooq has a very practical question. So most of the people might not have your own personal laptops. So I hope most of the organization allows AWS. Okay, so I will be showing you how to install it on AWS as well. Okay, so that is a valid question. Let me second. Yeah, Karthik Raj. So I just now pasted in the chat also. So please do join this group if you're not part of any of the previous groups. Okay. So yeah, like let me track back to our Mohammed question. So like that is a valid question. So I hope most of the companies allow the AWS or any one of the cloud service providers. Okay, AWS, GCP, Azure, like anywhere the installation is the same, and of course you can remotely access any of the servers. Okay, any one. So why I'm telling it in the, if you install in your own personal machine, it would be fine, because anyhow, though they are giving it as free, we would have a tendency to terminate it. So that is a very big issue when it comes to the cloud service. If the cost, there is an incurring cost, right? So yeah, class plus portal, exactly, Bandipa. So we'll be providing there, and the uh, like yeah, you any update regarding the app or something, we will be providing in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so you must be in that group in order to know what is going on in the session. Okay, so yeah, like where were we, like so if you are having a personal laptop or your own system, then it is well and good. I would appreciate that. So if it is a cloud service provider, then also fine. Like please don't terminate that machine. Why? Because most of the cloud service providers offer free, okay, for free. So yeah, all the yeah, Jay, it will be shared in Class Plus portal. Of course, it will be shared there. But the Class Plus portal, like how you can log into that and everything, the instruction will be provided in the WhatsApp group. So don't worry about that. Okay. So yeah. Actually, my total experience is 3 years, and I work. This is the, like I worked as a 3 years in Linux only, for like the whole years for Linux only. So yeah, as of now, I'm a L2 SME in well-reputed MNC. All the important syntaxes, of course, Mahesh. And trust me, it is a very, very, very easy, like basic. Why? Because people doesn't have the patience to practice what and all they learned, like, or they might have the tendency to forget it. And can you let me know what? Okay, yeah, Ashutosh. So we covered the basic syllabus. Like I'll be sharing this PDF as well. So yeah. So where were we? Like you must know the basics, Mahesh. So that is the reason. Like even though a person might be inexperienced, he would have a slight problem while knowing the basic commands. So that is what, like, problem is connecting to available server to practice. Okay. And Bandipa, the Ubuntu and Red Hat is not the same. Mostly the basic commands like cat, ls, those and all will be the same, but both are different actually. So in a most of the enterprise companies use Red Hat rather than Ubuntu. Why? Because Ubuntu is kind of a open source, but anyhow the canonical company is supporting that. Still Red Hat is preferred, okay? And the Red Hat and CentOS is same. So anyhow, CentOS is owned by Red Hat actually. So which flavor of Linux? Of course, it is based on Red Hat Linux, Shivakumar, and it is for free. So people have a lot of like a doubt that like Red Hat is for free. Okay, so like it is not a paid one. Of course, there is paid subscriptions are there in Red Hat, but still Red Hat is free one. So we'll be providing that resources and all in that app. Okay, so but I have done DevOps from your organization. Ubuntu was used that. Yeah, but Deepa, like uh, this is mostly based on the certification, right? So if you learn Ubuntu, of course, most of the basic commands are same. Okay, so don't think that okay if you're like working, like if you have a knowledge on Ubuntu, you cannot survive in as a Linux admin or as in a Red Hat world. Okay, so don't worry on that. It is kind of similar, but more, some of the basic commands only would be similar. Okay, so if you, let's say, if you try this command, mlist, actually this is as a new system. So if you try this command, it won't be working. It won't work in your Ubuntu machine. Okay, so in there it would be apt update like that. So the commands would be different, but the use case would be the same. Anyhow, the use case would be the same. So we will be seeing those. But yeah, since it is a Red Hat certification, right? Of course, we must use Red Hat. So yeah, Bandipa, that would answer your question. And yeah, and let's since I can see a lot of DevOps related questions. So that's what, like, DevOps is kind of a buzzword, and of course, DevOps is like a advanced methodology of agile, right? So like, how I can put rephrase that. So if you want to be a DevOps engineer or a SME, you must know Linux. So Linux in the sense, since why I am stressing on Red Hat, because I'm not sure about a lot of companies, but trust me, like at least 80 to 80% of the companies use Red Hat because of their services. Okay, they have the world-class service. So yeah, Vinod, we can speak after the call. And yeah, you can drop an email regarding what is your question with my mail. Let me, that slide. Yeah, you can drop an email. If it is a small query, we can solve it in the email only. So yeah, it is also an open source. Yeah, Bandipa, it is a open source one. Actually, it is not an open source. It is kind of a paid one, but like, since a lot of people are as of now tuning in for the exams and knowing the Red Hat, so we can use the free subscription forever. So you must have a login. So we can see how to create the Red Hat login. So it is very straightforward. So register now. We'll be seeing that now. So personal, you can use personal, and I'll be providing you a site. So just go to redhat.com, and right away, or you can go to the link which I posted. Let me give it again. Why? Because you must use the login. In case of repository, it is not free from Red Hat. Yeah. So repo, actually, we will be using the local repo, right? So we are covered there. Why? Because the ISO would have the repo. So we'll be using a local yum repo. So don't worry on that. But as per as your message, it is true. So you must pay for their repos. So yeah. So how to create the Red Hat login ID is just go to login and register now. Let me paste it in the, okay, yeah, I already sent it, right? So yeah, click on personal, and it must be a unique one. Okay, so your login ID must be a unique one. Let's see, let's take Mandeepa's ID only 123. So like that, and you can create any password, and it must be a strong one. Okay, so yeah, after that you can confirm that, and your user ID, like this must be a legit one as per your government records. Why? Because you will be using the same ID to write your Red Hat exam, right? So it must be the same. Why? Because the first name, last name, like if you mismatch or if there is any typo, even though after created also you can change that, still try to give the correct one in the first time. Okay, so job title you can give anything. I'm giving you sysadmin. Use your Gmail ID, phone number, and your country. Okay, so and you can give your residential address. So that is what. Right away, if you create your account, you will be receiving an email for the confirmation, like whether it is a legit person or not. It is not a bot. So after that, your ID will be created, and today's exercise would be that. Okay, so you can kindly create an account. If you already have, please use that. But if you don't, please try to create a new one. Okay, and this Red Hat login must be a unique one. Okay, so and you cannot change that. If you see here, that is the reason it must be a unique one. You cannot change that going forward. So that is what we don't require. We can install as VM and practice. Yeah, so this is like for an exam point of view, Bandipa. So if you are writing and if you want to appear in the exam, you must have a Red Hat ID, right? So for your work related or for our sessions, it is not needed. But if you have, it is well and good because we can use the subscriptions, right? So actually, we have a I as of now didn't subscribe, so we can use the 60 days trial subscription if needed. Okay, so they are giving a 60 days repo subscription, so we can use that. But having a login won't cost you anything, right? So you can kindly create an ID. So that would be awesome. So yeah, any more questions? What is the first name, initial or name? So first name would be your name, Farid or Farid, yeah. So the last name would be Mohammed. So initials like so most people won't use the last name here in India, so we'll be using the initials only. So in that case, I told the last name you can give initials, but here in Red Hat they won't allow you to give only one word, right? So you must use your full name in the last name. Like in your case, it is to be Mohammed. So yeah, practicing it right, and yeah, we are installing. Yeah, Bandipa, you'll be installing it on AWS as well. So no problem on that. Okay. Yeah, Sachin, we'll be sharing the recording for sure. Terminal name. Okay. Terminal name in the sense like we can use anything, right? Mostly it will be easy to use. Is Red Hat exactly similar to PuTTY environment? I use Git Bash on PuTTY. Okay. Yeah, so PuTTY and Kitty, actually Kitty is useful. Why? Because the one very good thing about Kitty is like you can save your credentials here. So we'll be taking a lot of duplicate sessions. Okay. So if you want to save those sessions or save the credentials, you can save that in your Kitty. So that is not possible in PuTTY or any of those other variants of PuTTY. So that is what actually use for not like that, Bandipa. It is my I personally use Kitty a lot. Okay, so in my company also we use Super PuTTY or Kitty. So anything is fine, Bandipa. If you are using only PuTTY, also fine, but it is a hassle for you. Every time you must enter the root password, right? And no one would steal your passwords, right? So of course, if it is a AWS, you would have a SSO, like you would be already having the key placed. So right away it will be logging in. But if it is a local system, every time you must enter the passwords. Like so, that is the thing which contains credentials. Is there any sort of a Linux OS which can contain? Actually, no. Kitty, okay, most people are having doubts with Kitty. So Kitty is a third party. First of all, it is a third party software, okay? It is already open. So it is kind of like an advanced, it is a fork of Putty. Fork means it is a kind of copied Putty with advanced features. The advanced feature mostly used is uh, the login. So if you want to use the login, okay, let me create a new session. So if you want to save a credential, see here auto login username. Here let me give root and auto login password 1234 like that. You have registered the system with yeah, Red Hat version 8. It is 8.2 to be precise. So auto login password, and you can save that password and it will be in an encrypted one. So don't worry about, okay, my password is revealed. Anyhow, it will be your system, right? So you can use that. And even we can bootstrap some of the commands like uptime. So anything you can, if you want, you can do. So if you already have a login script also, you can execute that. And yeah, Venkita. MOBA extreme, Putty, all are like, at the end of the day, all are a remote connection software. Okay, so if you want to use any of your wish, like any software, you can use that. But in our training, I will be using Kitty since it is very convenient for me. So you can use MOBA extreme also, and Putty also, or anything, Super Putty, all are easy. And Ansible is not part of this training, Thomas, unfortunately. Why? Because Ansible is not in the syllabus of Rfcss, and so okay. Uh, so this could be the Rfcss syllabus. So if you see, Ansible won't be there. So Ansible is will be coming in Rfce. So Rfce, Ansible would be there. Why? Because it is kind of like an advanced topic, like you would be automating stuff, right? Using Ansible, since it is a configuration management tool. So let me show you the questions. One sec. Let me pause the share for a minute. So yeah, this would be the questions which should be like kind of the same questions would be coming in your exams. Mostly, I hope, yeah, Red Hat usually won't change their question patterns, but take this as a model, okay? So you can expect, so why, so this syllabus pattern is mostly based on the this one only, like Red Hat questions only. Why? Because on day-to-day basis, you will be working on the same. So how to break the root password? Mostly day-to-day, you won't be breaking the root password, of course. But if it happens, you must know how to do that, right? So all will be covered here, and how to configure the M, and how the LVM works, and swap partitions. So these are all like day to day. I used to work a lot for disk management. Why? Because since we are a support team, right? So the database or storage team, or any team, you can say, like application team, would be using the logical volume, like the file system. So of course the data will be piling up, and if they won't like, it would be an issue if it is 100%, right? So in that case, we will be extending the file system. So that is very, very important on a day-to-day basis. And this is like a must question for interview point of view. Okay, so that is what. And how to create a LVM. So we'll be seeing that. Shell scripting. Okay, so shell scripting is um, actually, we can expect a one question, Shishma. Okay, so but it is not. But anyhow, I'll be showing you basics of shell scripting. Okay, so they'll be asking very basics. But as of now, I never saw a question with shell scripting. Okay, why? Because Red Hat is notorious to like change the question pattern. So as far as I know, the same pattern came for me. So maybe the values would be different, or the questions some would be different. So yeah, mostly with this you can score the question, the like with these questions around 20 to 21 questions would be coming in your exam. So with this you can score at least the questions would be for 300 marks. For that you can score at least 250 to 280 plus out of 300. You can score easily if you practice what and all I will teach. Okay. So yeah, so these are all very, very easy questions like system tuning and all. So we'll be seeing those. So don't worry on that. And each topic will be like derivative of each question. So you'll be seeing a topic and this question so that you will be easily coherent and understanding it quite effectively. So that is what. One sec. Course content, yeah, of course it will be shared in the app as well, Shishma. And yeah, so I hope I can see most of you in the coming classes. Why? Because this Rfcss played a vital role in my job change, and yeah, I hope the same for you guys also. So, and let me repeat it again, like persons who is not part of any of the WhatsApp groups, kindly join this new group. Let me post it again. What part of Linux course used in DevOps or cloud? Mostly you like L2 level, Mahesh. So L2 level knowledge is a must for a DevOps guy. Okay. So and DevOps and cloud. So both are again. So Linux, DevOps, cloud. All three are intertwined with each other. Why? Because you must be a very good Linux admin in order to survive as a DevOps guy. And a DevOps guy must know cloud. There is no other way as of today. Okay, so cloud is kind of like a very minimal knowledge or very basics. You must know, no other way. So means need more than this course. What I actually okay. So this course is more than enough for your DevOps journey. Okay, why? Because that is what like you must practice. What each topic is kind of vast. Okay, the disk management topic only would be a vast one, and trust me, you must practice that, because in my case I used to work daily, right? In your, I'm not sure what is your occupation, but if you're practicing daily, just practice for at least 30 minutes. So that would be more than enough to crack the exam as well as to start working as a DevOps guy. Okay, pharmacy. So yeah, Mahesh, you can start your DevOps journey, but you must be a advanced level knowledge. You must have advanced level knowledge in Linux in order to survive as a DevOps guy. Okay, so yeah, that is the key here. And yeah, it is almost time. So I hope you guys would stick in with like tomorrow as well. And the recording and the materials all will be published in the app as well as in the uh, WhatsApp group. Okay. So in our AWS team, we used to be there was a bash. Okay. Do we need to put to work in Red Hat regardless of going for certification? Okay, so Red Hat certification, why I'm telling, because like the industry used Red Hat. There is no need of Ubuntu. Exactly, Mahesh. So the industry uses Red Hat mostly. Okay, as far as I know, Red Hat is the major player. While when it comes to enterprise, so if you have Red Hat knowledge, that is well and good, right? So don't think that okay, Ubuntu is waste of time if you know Ubuntu. So that is again a good thing for you. Like if you put that Ubuntu flavor, like again, all are a Linux flavor only. So Yeah, RHEL 8 is in VM. Yeah, that would be good, Shoaib. So what is the difference between AWS and Linux? We'll be seeing in the next classes, but AWS is a very different thing than Linux. So AWS is the cloud service provider, okay, Dinesh? So I don't know Ubuntu also just now. Okay. So Ubuntu, as of now, as per this course, you can ignore Ubuntu. Why? Because anyhow, you'll be seeing the Red Hat one. So yeah, you can ignore Ubuntu. And let me come back to our Dinesh question. Like AWS is a vast thing. Like AWS is a platform as a service, means you can host a Linux machine in AWS, but both are not the same. Okay, so Linux is a dedicated operating system. So dedicated in the sense you can use Linux for your day-to-day use as well as your enterprise level also. But AWS, on the other hand, that that is kind of like a platform where you can host the services. Okay, so both are of course different. uh, how much data are not different from each other? Oh my god, percentage and all you cannot take that, Shijit. Like, but if you can see, like, you just Google that. Okay, it's like Red Hat, kind of like a market dominant one. Okay, so yeah, certification for RHEL 8 or 9. Okay, so that is a very valid question. So Ranjan will be seeing RHEL 8 as well as RHEL 9. Why? Because most of the questions are similar. Only the root password breaking and most of this question will be coming in RHEL 9 as well. So we'll be seeing that. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. So I think it is already time. So let me stop the screen sharing, and I hope you will have a great day ahead. So let me stop the recording, and it will be shared in the app and as well as the WhatsApp group. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.